Hurro, as the locals call them, are the small, elongated and narrow boats of indigenous Mohanna community used as a vessel for fishing and transportation. The usual size is 30 feet in length and 4.5 feet in width. Owning a Hurro is essential for a Mohanna family, as it becomes a primary source of income for these fishermen. The project, Manchar Lake Mohannas, safeguarding the last surviving houseboat village from extinction, funded by the Culture Protection Fund, UK, allowed for the construction of 8 new Hurros for gifting to the community by Heritage Cell, Department of Architecture and Planning, NED University. This opportunity was availed to thoroughly document the construction process of this indigenous craft, as practiced over generations by the boat-building craftsmen residing in the vicinity of Manchar Lake. From the selection of right quality and size of timber, the precise cutting and joining of pieces that come together to form the final boat, each stage calls for expertise acquired through years of training and experience. Once the boats were commissioned, the master craftsman or ustad went around to different markets in search of the perfect wood suitable for the different parts of the boat. Appropriate length and diameter of the log, as well as the species of the wood, are among the important considerations for selection. After the wood is procured, cut, and brought to work site, the ustad drafts a plan with accurate measurements, which is then conveyed to the team of karigars or craftsmen to work on. To start with, the base or tado, the two sides, paso or kacho, are put together separately. For each of these, chilhoza wood planks are aligned, and after measurement and placement are decided, the craftsmen cut them in size with V-shaped joints to firmly interlock the ends and fit the planks together. At this stage, in addition to using iron nails, specially made bamboo pegs are inserted through diagonally made holes joining any two adjoining planks. The bamboo pegs, due to their hardness and waterproof abilities, make the joints stronger and more durable. On the base planks, horizontal bracings, pusu, of 2-inch by 2-inch section, made out of babbar wood, are hammered in at an approximately 1 foot apart distance along the entire length. The base planks are leveled till a smooth finish is achieved. Once the planks and the puso are fixed in place, the outline is drawn using a thread and ink and precisely cut the lines, creating the shape of the boat. The two side boards, paso or pasaro, are decorated with intricate carving patterns on exterior surface. Local kids are called and given colorful paints to apply on the side panels for fun and to be included as part of the whole process. Once the two sides and base are ready, it is time to bring these together, forming the boat shape. The sides are attached to the base starting from the middle point and then going sideways. Thick branches are used as temporary support from inside, so the sides hold their position and shape. Water is splashed onto the sides to make them softer and easier to curve along the edges of the base. The two ends are held together by tying with rope and slowly pulling the sides together to create the pointed ends of the hurro. The basic structure is now ready, and L-shaped battens or munnu made out of babbar wood are hammered with thick nails. The longer leg vertically fixed to the sides, whereas the shorter foot nailed into the base. Fixing of pusu and munnu completes the overall structural system for the entire boat. Now the port side and starboard side beams called gad, made of approximately 10-inch wide safeda or eucalyptus wood planks, are added. To make the front and back decks called takht, first horizontal beams munyu are added up to the required length of bow, agal, and stern pachal decks. Elaborately carved thwarts, adda, are fixed where the two decks end, and an additional thwart, addo, ornately carved and having a semicircular indentation in the center to hold the rope, is added a few inches away from the bow deck. A final tightening of all parts from top to bottom is done using a metal tool, sikanjo, and wooden jandro and chappar, eliminating any gaps or voids in between the planks. The takht decks of Chiloza wood planks are made using the same technique of joinery as the base and then fixed on the beams, munyu and addo that firmly support and carry the weight on the decks. Finally, the adhere, inner side panels, carved with traditional patterns for decoration, are fixed on the inside. The boat is now almost complete and flipped over for the final finishing of the base and outer side. Nails are hammered, everything is smooth and checked thoroughly. In the end, the mori, anchor post on which ropes are tied, is made by getting a piece of babbar wood covering the height of the boat and few additional inches. The mohri has a beautiful carving pattern called chokri, square-shaped design, at the top edge on the inner side and linear dandari design on the entire length of its 3 exposed sides. The carved mohri is fixed at both ends of the boat. Chakti, a special part which supports the oar and helps in its smooth movement, is added on top of the stern deck. Final touches are done ensuring all small holes and gaps are completely covered with a wax-like material called mehed. Oiling of the base and sides of the boat is done with fish oil and mustard oil. The complete boat is once again filled upright with the help of community volunteers, launched into the water amongst rejoicing and distribution of sweets for celebration.